Howdy, 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 hi, everybody. Meet my new ship. Just picked her up. The Zao. I really beat my head against the wall for a while, trying to figure out, did I want to go to Zao, the Des Moines, or the Yamato? Well, the Yamato is probably better suited to my style of play, but I decided, I'll go for the Zao. I'll pick up the others later. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know I like to push in hard. You can't do that with this ship. You will die. This ship is best suited as a support ship. Hold back a bit and support, and that's fine. All it means is that I'm going to get pushed out of my comfort zone and have to learn a new style of gameplay, and that's fine. We're going to go ahead and get right into a battle. I'm going to talk about the ship, and I'm going to do the stats afterwards. She has got really good stealth, and you'll want to build upon that in any way you can because her armor is not that good. Her guns, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Her high explosive has a 23% chance of starting fire, and she's got 12 of them. So you really want to use this ship long range, medium long range, and start fires. That way the enemy can't put them out. Her AP is not bad either. She does have healing, which is pretty good. She's got a ton of speed. She's really fast. She's also got a 7-second rudder, which is pretty good. You can whittle that down to a little under 6. No, a little over 6, but yeah, do you really want to waste a upgrade slot for something like that? Her seconds, Her secondary guns are kind of mediocre. Not really much to them. The torps, there's quite a bit to be said about those torps. You have 2 to choose from. The one I have now on the ship is the standard ones, which have an 8-kilometer range, but an insane speed. Really fast. I think it's like 72 knots. But they're only 8 kilometers, and face it, if you're in a tier 10 ship, 8 kilometers means you're getting pummeled, and this ship cannot be pummeled. So if you go with the 8-kilometer torps, they're pretty much defense only. The other torps are 12-kilometer torps, and they're slower, which means that you can fire at 12 kilometers and your ship is visible around 11.4 with the concealment that I've got, and you can whittle that down even more. And you can stealth fire torps, but they are slower. If you go with the 12-kilometer torps, reload time becomes almost 3 minutes. It's insane. Much, much too long. And the torpedo firing arcs are terrible. The torpedo launchers are fit way back on the end of the ship. So they can't fire forward, not at all. You pretty much want to be in retreat to use them. Don't get close in this ship. Don't do it. If you do, you will be pummeled. I think this is the 3rd battle that I've had in the Zao that you're seeing here. I pretty much got slaughtered in most of the others. Pushed in a little too hard. I did win a few others, but this is the only one that's really of note. Let's go a bit ahead in the video. Okay, so our first enemy is now visible out of range. You can see the turret arrangement. 2 guns up front, 2 guns in back. So if you hide behind an island and poke your nose out, you could get some shots off. It'd be better to have the tail end out. That way you can get your torps off. as well as your guns. Okay, 3 enemies aiming at me. Not good. Why did they decide to pick on me? Don't know, but they sure did. That's a battleship. If he decides to hurt me, I'm in serious trouble. I am pretty much the tip of the spear at B column, or B cap. You don't want to be the tip of the spear in this ship, so I'm turning around. And you can see that if I go full rudder, the guns cannot keep up. The ship turns faster than the turret rotation can. So I might have to invest in turret rotation as a captain skill. The 13-second reloads on the guns is okay. Could be a lot better. I'd like a faster reload. I think this is the longest reload of any tier 10 cruiser. Alright, so our team is starting to focus on this guy. So I am on high explosive. I have been. I'm gonna start a fire here. Yep, there it is. Then you got 12 guns and a 23% chance of starting a fire. You're gonna start fires. And if he puts them out, you start another fire and he can't put it out. Uh-oh. Aiming at me. Nope, aiming by me. Well, someone's aiming at me. It's probably him. Yep. Turn, turn, turn. Now, if you're nose on or tail on, you can bounce a lot of shells. And you're going to want to do that. So I designate them as a secondary target by pressing the control button and clicking on it. I'm also going to send some torps. I wonder where that one came from. This is suicide range. I got way too close. Goodbye. Alright, so we've got A in the bag. I'm capping B. And there are 4 enemies, 3 of which are around C. So we're all going to head for C. With the range of these guns, I can probably land a few hits. But that's long range. That's 16 kilometers. I probably should have given it an extra 5-second lead. Started a fire. Oh, it's worth a try. I don't think I'm going to land anything. Alright, I'm taking B. I know there's an enemy destroyer somewhere out here. Got B. Alright. Oh, that's a lousy shot. This long-range shooting takes some getting used to. And the destroyer just popped up on the map. Six. Oh, he's close. So I tell my secondaries to shoot at him, but he popped smoke. That was pretty smart of him. So I am going to just send a spread wide. Maybe I'll land a hit. We'll see. Good effort. Okay, the destroyer is behind the island. Well, 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 hello. Destroyer's gone. Yeah, this should finish him. Haha. Yeah. Alright, one left to go. And he's gone. Anyway, you can see the ship does work pretty well at medium to long range. 2 torpedo hits, 2 sunk. Looks like I've won a couple of daily missions. That's nice. But you don't want to get up close and personal with this ship. You don't have the armor. Better suited for medium to long range, setting fires. And I think I'm going to upgrade the torps. A 3-minute reload time is just asinine. Good grief. 3 minutes to reload torps. But I want the 12-kilometer range. Otherwise, it's just defensive. Do you see that? Let me pause this. Negative 21,801. These ships are expensive to maintain and run. Anything that's tier 7, 8, 9, 10, they start getting really expensive. Alright, let's see what we got here. Bunch of flags. So I'm gonna go over the numbers here. So in my first slot, oh, here are the torpedoes. That's what's mounted in the ship now. 104-second reload, delivering 21,367 damage, and that's before torpedo reduction due to defensive torpedo belt armor on enemy ships. Look at that speed, 76 knots. If you're within torpedo range, at that speed, you're going to get at least one hit. And that's just insanely fast. But 8 kilometers is suicide. So with the Type 93 Mod 3 torpedoes, the ones I'm going to wind up loading, the reload time goes to 171 seconds. Does deliver a bit more damage. Slows the torpedoes down a bit, down to 67, but it does go to 12 kilometers. And that makes it a better offensive weapon, as opposed to being pretty much defense only at 8 kilometers at this tier. So for my first slot, I went with Main Armaments Mod 1. You can see what they do there. I chose that one above Auxiliary because the auxiliaries are meh anyway. I almost went with Magazine Mod to prevent the magazine from getting blown up. But I just decided that Main Armaments Mod 1 was the way to go. Spotting aircraft isn't bad, but it's already got one. Damage Control System Mod 1 was pretty much a no-brainer. And the reason why is if you got a captain skill with Last Stand, which I do, if you lose either your propulsion or your steering, you can keep going. You can keep turning. Doesn't matter. So I did put Last Stand on this ship. So even if you got a big hole blown through your propeller or a big hole blown through your rudder, you can still go forward, go backward, then turn the rudder. It's a really nice function to have. You can see what it does there. Aiming systems mod, I went with that one mostly because of nothing else is really quite usable. It does reduce the dispersion of the guns, which is quite nice. Damage control system mod 2 went in the 4th slot. And if you're in this ship, you're going to get hit. That's just all there is to it. And she doesn't have a lot of armor. So anything you can do to reduce your damage is good. I don't need the propulsion mod because that's only good at from 0 to 6 knots. It gets you a little jump start from 0 to 6 knots. Steering gears mod would cut the steering down from, I think, 7.7 to 6.2 seconds. That's nice, but I'm not going to waste a slot on it. Concealment, that was pretty important. It wiped out my detectability range by 10%, and the enemy's not going to be as accurate with their shell fire at me. There is a captain skill to conceal you even further. I'm going to go with that when I get the points for it. Finally, I went with, in slot 5, fire control mod to give myself some extra range, 16% extra range. Looking over those assorted other options, this one was the best for me. You set up this ship to suit you. And if you got a different play style, go for it. I'm just telling you what I did. Now my captain skills, of course I went with priority target. It lets you know how many ships are shooting at you, and that gives you a good indicator as to when to start stomping on the rudder. There's last stand. If your engine is knocked out, if your steering gears are knocked out, don't matter. You can still move, you can still turn. That is a great, great skill to have. And then I went with survivability to give my ship an extra 3,500 hit points. That's not much, but hey, it's better than nothing. The ship is a little weak. When I do get my 4 points, I will go with concealment expert there. Now let's take a look at this ship's parameters. I got an 8-point captain that I had left over from my carrier play. It was terrible at carriers. There's the Citadel. Pretty low, isn't it? Yeah, it's big, but it's low to the water. Quite low. 65 millimeters, 100 millimeters, 65, 55, 127 to the front, 203 and 152, 152. On top of that, you've got 30 for the armor belt and the deck. On top of that, you got 16 millimeters of superstructure armor, and then surrounding it all, plating. That is why you can deflect incoming fire if you're nose on or tail on. Broadside on, you're gonna get hurt. But as long as you stay nose on or tail on, you should be able to bounce a few shells. There's the main battery armor. It's not bad. Could be a lot better. Survivability is 44,300. That ain't so good. And that is with the captain's skill for more hit points. Artillery, she's got 4 turrets, each turret with 3 guns, 203 millimeter. Reload time 13.7 seconds. Not so good. So anything I can get to speed up the reload or the turret rotation is going to be nice. You can see maximum high explosive shell damage is 3,400. Oh, I'm sorry, only 19% chance of starting a fire. Still, when you're firing 12 shots, you're going to be starting fires with a 19% chance. Her AP, as you can see, is not bad, 5,400, but look at the velocity. 920 meters per second. That's pretty darn fast. In other words, these guns are easy to shoot and be accurate. Her secondary armament is, as you can see, reload time is 3 seconds. That's not bad, but only 6.3 kilometers. Her torpedo tubes, you can see the 8-kilometer jobs have about 1:45 of reload time, which is quite a bit. And they're all to the rear of the ship. 2 launchers each side, each launcher with 5 torpedoes, 610 millimeters. So they're fairly big. Now her AA, she's got 6 mounts, each mount with 2 guns, 100 millimeter. Look at the range, 5. That's not many guns for 5 kilometers. But when you drop down to the 3 kilometers and change, it changes. You've got 18 guns at 40 millimeters, 3.5 kilometer range, and then a metric ton of 25 millimeter guns with a 3.1 kilometer range. So what this means is if the enemy is sending their aircraft in at you at 5 kilometers, they might start seeing some incoming fire. But when they hit 3 kilometers, they're going to be in trouble. It's not great AA, but you're going to knock a few of them down. Her maneuverability, you can see there, 34.5 is pretty darn good. She's fast. And if you mount a speed flag on her, you'll get an extra 3.5 knots out of her, which will put her at 38 knots, which is really impressive. Now her concealment, detectability by sea 11.3. If I get the 12-kilometer torpedoes on there, I can actually stealth fire torpedoes, which is what I want to do. That's just me. Her guns are 16 kilometers. So if you fire your guns, for a second it'll be a stealth fire. But of course when you fire your guns, everybody on the map knows where you are. Anyway, that's basically it. That is the Zao. That's my new baby. I'm having fun with her, although I still like the Massachusetts a little bit more. Can't help it. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and have fun.